Want to transform a happy sounding chord progression into something deeply emotional or vice versa with one simple trick? This is a technique that the Beatles used all the time to create those unforgettable mood shifts in their songs. The following is an excerpt from a live stream I did with music theory specialist Tommaso Zilio. In it, Tommaso shows you how one small change to a chord progression can totally transform its emotional vibe. You're going to learn how to take a bright, upbeat chord progression and turn it into something more melancholic, and on the flip side, how to take a sad sounding chord progression and transform it into something more uplifting. By the end of the video, you'll have a powerful tool for adding emotional depth to your music, whatever style you play. Before we get to that, if you could like this video right now, I'd really appreciate it. It'll push it out there into the world of YouTube. And if you like the content I release each week, I'd love it if you could subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Okay, let's get to it.
Now, let me give you another trick. This trick is so easy. I'm going to tell you right now, it's probably the easiest thing I'm going to show you today. This trick is so easy. And very few people seem to use it. The Beatles were using this. Why? Because it's too easy. And so you kind of have the feeling that if you use this trick, they're going to find out you use this trick. They're going to get you. Okay, but the trick is that you take any chord progression. Okay, let me take a stupidly happy chord progression. Okay, you're going to see why in a moment. Okay. Okay, that's C major, A minor, D minor, G7. Okay, it's an absolutely completely happy chord progression. There is no depth in that. It's just pure happiness. Okay, can we make something more interesting out of that? Yes, we can. One way to make a chord progression, a happy chord progression sad, and a sad chord progression happy, so just flip psychologically in the chord progression, it's to play it in the opposite direction. Only most people get wrong a little detail, okay? So, the chord progression I have right now is this. It's C major, A minor, D minor, G7. That's the chord progression I have right now. The opposite direction, it's not G7, D minor, A minor, C. That's the detail. Because the chord progression is in the key of C major, so I still need to start from C. I reverse everything else. The chord progression, the inverse chord, technically the retrograde chord progression, it's C, G7, D minor, A minor. So I always start from C. I keep the first chord the same, but then I go from the last chord to the second, essentially. Okay? So the first chord progression, again, stupidly happy, is this. The other one, going the opposite direction, is this. Okay, you notice that this sounds more like a kind of a vaguely sad, nostalgic ballad. I just reversed the chord progression. Again, the Beatles were doing this all the time. They were doing this with their songs too. Okay, they were composing a happy song and they were taking the chord progression, reversing it. Now we have a sad song, great. Or they were composing a sad song, they were reversing the chord progression, like, okay, now we have a happy song. Okay, but they were not doing this with all the songs, but you'll be surprised how often they did it. Okay, if you start taking Beatles chord progression and reversing them, you recognize the song. It's not the Beatles song. Okay, makes sense? Or they were taking other people's chord progression. They took at least one Elvis song. I let you do your research. Okay, but they did. Okay, so you reverse the chord progression. When you meaning from beginning to end, technically, again, this is called the retrograde, which is a long Latin derived word, which means from the end to the beginning. Okay, technically it means walking backwards, but okay, you got the idea. That's how it works. Again, you do that on any chord progression. If the chord progression was happy, it becomes sad. If it was sad, it becomes happy. You're kinda reversing, getting the opposite psychologically of the song. Again, this works for every chord progression. Okay. What I just give you right now, it's pretty much license of taking every song you know, getting their chord progression, reversing the chord progression. Now, write a new melody, change the rhythm, don't use the same instrument. But if you do it, you just compose a new song. Okay? One of the many applications of practical music theory. It's a writing trick, like Drew is saying in the comment. Yes, it's a writing trick. It is. There's plenty of those. Okay? Again, this is not a new trick. I didn't invent it. Not even the Beatles invented, okay? The trick is as old as Johann Sebastian Bach and probably before, okay? It actually was definitely before that, okay? But it works, and it still works, okay? And there's still plenty that you can find and that you can create with this trick. It's a way to get inspiration from other music, okay? Again, you're going to find something different because when you reverse the chord progression, you reverse it psychologically. So what you write will not sound like the original. Okay, we sound kind of like the opposite of the original. Okay, because that's what it is.
If you like this video, then you'll love this free workshop called Dynamic and Compelling Ways for Arranging Music to Accompany a Singer on One Guitar. In it, I teach and train effective ways to create amazing sounding arrangements for a single guitar and vocal. So whether you're someone who would like to be able to create the perfect arrangement of a song, or a singer-songwriter who would like to be able to accompany themselves on guitar, or a guitar player who would simply like to have more ways to express themselves on the instrument, then this workshop is for you. Better yet, I have an actual singer on hand throughout the workshop to demonstrate all the concepts covered so you can hear just how effective they are. Everything is put to the test. No theorizing, just practical ways to create arrangements of songs that sound amazing. Plus, you also receive a PDF booklet that complements the class, offering tools and concepts you can use as well as worksheets for your arrangements. So click the link in the description below this video and download your free video workshop, Dynamic and Compelling Ways for Arranging Music to Accompany a Singer on One Guitar. You'll have it in your inbox within minutes. Let me know in the comments below this video what acoustic guitar topics you'd like to see covered in future videos. I like to read through the comments to see your suggestions. There are many great ones that do become future videos on the channel. So don't be shy, drop us a line. If you like this video, then hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell button. That way YouTube will tell you when I've got a new video released, which is every single week. Thank you so much for hanging with me here, watching the video. I hope you got a lot from it. I really do appreciate the time you invest into watching my videos, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next one.